Hello everyone. This reading is going to be for Aries. So welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started, Aries. This reading is all about what you need to leave behind. This is a bonus, timeless energy reading. So whenever it finds you, please allow it to speak to you. Queen of Wands here showing up as the main overall energy. What you need to leave behind here is a King of Pentacles energy, okay? And the outcome of this situation is the Three of Pentacles. What I'm seeing here, Aries, is that there's different elements about yourself that are very opposites of another, right? You have a lot of drive and you have this desire to push things forward, to be very creative, and that is what shows with the Queen of Wands. I see you also very intuitive, very in tune with the divine, with spirit, with your intuition, a very confident, driven energy. But there's something that's holding you back, and it's this King of Pentacles. This is what you need to leave behind. So in terms of this reading, we can talk about the King of Pentacles as the routines, right? The things that you are used to, that you are accustomed to, the things that are just simply so embedded in you because maybe you have worked so hard to achieve certain things, or maybe there's someone, right, that you're very interested in, like a King of Pentacles energy, someone that has it all together, but there's this disconnect, right? And this disconnect, if it doesn't resonate as another person, right? This disconnect comes from you, right? This disconnect of being too practical, of being too predictable, of wanting this sort of predictability in your life, safe zone in your life. But there's a part of your spirit that wants something new, that wants something exciting, right? And spirit is saying you don't have to choose one or the other. What you need to leave behind is the rigid mentality, is the mentality that you can't expand, is the mentality that you can't change certain things that have been set in stone in your life. And with this Three of Pentacles, I see basically emerging a collaboration, a putting all these things in the table so you can see how you can formulate a better outcome for yourself, okay? So in other words, in a nutshell, what this reading is saying is that old customs, rigid mentality, and only being focused on one thing, meaning not being flexible with certain things in your life, can actually hold you back from this really beautiful energy that wants to welcome new things into your life, right? This good fortune that wants to show up for you, it will only come if you embrace it. But if you're afraid and you're constricted and you're just in this King of Pentacles energy that only knows what he knows, and he's very confident in himself because he has built himself the way that he has, but there's, at the end of the day, more than meets the eye, more to learn, more to acquire, right? So King of Pentacles, as what you need to leave behind. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Thank you. Aries, if you have made it this far, let me know down below. Where are you coming from? What is your sun, moon, or rising? We have here Nine of Wands. So Nine of Wands, this is the wounded warrior. I have had so many experiences. This is what this says, right? I have had so many experiences. I have experienced the worst case scenario. I have made it this far, so I know what to do, which is great, right? But what Spirit is saying is don't close yourself to new ideas. Don't close yourself to new ways of embracing your life, of embracing love, let's say, for example, or embracing leadership, right? This is about not expecting things to be hard all the time, to allow yourself to flow in a beautiful and driven way, the way that you are naturally. And then you have here the Eight of Wands, meaning that things want to speed up for you. There will be positions in your life. You will be in a position in your life where you might have to take a pivot. You might have to take a different direction. And that's where the King of Pentacles, again, can pose as an issue. And you need to leave that behind. It doesn't mean that your experience is any less valid, but it just means you have to be a little bit more flexible. You have to be a little bit more open to your creative zone, to your intuitive messages, to your higher self, right? With this Queen of Wands showing us the overall energy, okay? And we have here Eight of Swords. So yeah, there's something that's keeping you stuck in your mind, right? And that could be the worry. I mean, if we're talking about King of Pentacles, right? This can indicate that we're concerned about finances, that we're concerned about material things, right? That we're concerned maybe about time, that we're concerned maybe about our investment. But with that being said, sometimes you allow yourself to dwell in those kind of emotions, and then you don't take the real chance. You don't give yourself the opportunity to embrace what it's like to be in the present moment and to take the risks that you need to take, right? So that's really interesting, Aries. Let me know if that resonates with you in any kind of way. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more. What else can we share with Aries? In other words, Aries, I just heard you're just being too stubborn for some of you guys. Or you're dealing with someone very stubborn. So if you're dealing, let me get into the love portion of this, because for some of you guys, I feel like this is very much a love situation. So if you are involved with someone that's like the King of Pentacles, someone that's set in their ways, someone that does not want to, you know, embrace a new way of doing things. Maybe this is an older gentleman or woman, doesn't matter. But this King of Pentacles is someone that's very rigid, and is someone also that's not necessarily too emotional, not necessarily emotionally available like that. That's not what they do. If you're dealing with this and you are feeling apprehensive, you feel like everything is too hard, like the conversations, it's like pulling teeth. So you're just saying, let it go, okay? Let it go. There's other things coming, okay? Emperor energy. You know, take your power back, Aries. You might be dealing with someone that, you know, is very smart, very accomplished, but so are you, right? And if you are the King of Pentacles, is actually posing, if you are the one bringing yourself this blockage because you're being too rigid, the Emperor wants you to look at things from an elevated perspective, right? And to see where can things be shaken, okay? And you have here the Wheel of Fortune. So there's like a big change coming your way, but it just requires, and I see that also with the Queen of Wands, right? It's interesting because you have a lot of fire and then a lot of earth in your reading as well. So fire is all about setting things in motion. And the earth, which is what's keeping you like what you need to leave behind, that's the blockage, is actually holding you back. But it's because you have invested so much into this, right? The Spirit is saying, now you can use everything that you have learned and experienced, and you can apply it towards something even bigger, right? Three of Pentacles. You could use this experience to bring your experience to the table, to, you know, set things in motion, to find success, okay? And look, I just peeked at it, but bottom of the deck, you have here the Six of Wands, which is recognition, success, victory, okay? So there's definitely really great things coming your way. It's just a matter of not allowing the comfort zone, the stubbornness, or even the individual, for some of you guys, to keep you in this position. So we got to let go of the stubborn energy. We got to let go of the stagnant energy, the energy that does not want to evolve, the energy that is not flexible. That is what needs to be left behind, okay? With that being said, Aries, I want to know if this reading resonated with you in any kind of way. And if it did, drop me a comment down below. Like and subscribe if you do want to support my channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.